Hey everyone, this is Hiraton on May 2011. Welcome back to more Crash Twinsanity. In the last episode, we finished Boiler Room Doom, an actual good level compared to all the stuff we had to go through in the Iceberg Lair. In this episode, it looks like someone's waiting for us at the end. Let's see who it is. And Cortex has kind of popped out.
Cozy, ain't it? Rumour is you two chumps have got your mitts in some treasure. And I want a piece of that pie.
I have no idea what you just said.
So this is our next boss fight, Dingo Dial. This is actually a legitimately hard boss fight, and I've got to say something right now. Despite how silly he looks in that little boss icon thing, this is actually a really scary fight that always intimidates me every time that I go fight this guy. He may have a really, funny fake Australian accent, but Dingodile is no joke in this game, and he should be taken seriously. This is not only a hard boss fight, but goddamn it's intimidating. Just listen to this soundtrack, man. Just this song is just so, scary and out of place. It's actually kind of funny. But yeah, I'm actually going to be quiet for a little bit because one thing about this fight, which you saw there, is that... I can't believe that didn't hit me. One thing about this fight is that this fight relies on sound cues, so I'm going to be quiet and let you guys listen to how scary the music is. And also, the whole thing about it is that you have to hit him and make sure that you get wrecked. You have to make sure that you're able to hit him because the moment you get near him, there's a gigantic firewall preventing you from going any further. And you have to lure him to make sure that he hits these platforms back here and then do a slam so that it turns on the sprinklers and then you can hit him. You have to hit him 4 times, which is a change from the conventional boss fight. So I'm going to be quiet here, let you guys listen to how messed up the music is, because basically his attacks are all linked to a sound cue of him grunting. So it's going to be kind of hard to do this while commentating, because this boss is basically the anti-Let's Play. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed hearing that, but yeah, now you see how, everything that he does here is linked to a sound cue, so that's why it's kind of hard to pay attention to everything he's doing while doing a Let's Play, because it's hard to commentate over this because you kind of have to pay attention. But yeah, his attacks range basically from doing streams of fire to a firewall and all this, and this is his absolute worst phase. Why? Because basically you have to listen to the sound cue because he does an up and down attack here, and really? I still got hit by that. Fine, I'll cut to the 4th phase. Okay, I'm back, and I actually want to point out something that's actually kind of cool, and this may just because it's like a stock sound effect. The sound effect used for when he's about to fire that fireball to activate the sprinklers, that's the same sound effect as the hyper charge beam from Metroid Prime 3. Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting about that. Effectively, you can also slide around this when he's hitting it up, and yeah, I recommend that because honestly, ducking under this is the easiest way to avoid it. This next one is actually kind of difficult. You may remember in Phase 3, he made it so that this giant firewall was coming after you. But just like Armagoma and Twilight Princess, he's going to change directions on a fly, so you have to be very, very careful about this. Like I said, this fight's actually kind of hard, and it's really, really intimidating with the music and all of the sound effects that he has. So now he's just going to go back into Phase 1 by shooting random fireballs. All you have to do is jump over this one more time, hit this one more time, and we're good. Now, I do want to point out something really, really, really mean about this. Okay, first of all, there's an Aku Aku here. Okay. Well, at least I never knew that. I never knew that was there, so at least that's cool. But I want to point out something really, really mean about this. Remember how I said that the rats are dicklishly placed in this game? Yeah, you know how I got hit by Dingodile, and essentially I only had 1 hit point left before I died? Here's the thing about the rat placements here. If they touch you, even once, if they touch you and you end up dying here, you gotta do the boss fight over again, because the checkpoint isn't until... Well, I kind of just spawned out here. But the checkpoint isn't until you... Oh, no. Oh, no. No! That's what I was trying to say, actually. The checkpoint isn't until out here because this is the entryway to Classroom Chaos. But there's also a high chance the game will freeze here, which it just did. Well, I'll see you guys after I redo that fight. For fuck. Okay, I'm back, and I'm quickly gonna run in here because, alright, yeah, thank you, autosave. Thank you, autosave. Jesus Christ. Like, it didn't take me that long to get back to where I was, but, oh my god, like, that was something I was regretting bringing up because, like, wow, that's a terrible, terrible glitch. And, like, again, I've said this before, that the game is glitchy as hell, but it's still a fun game. Oh my god, I cannot even excuse that. I don't know what even causes that. And the funny thing is, too, in the years that I've been playing this game, looking up information, other people that play this game, no one ever brings that up. No one ever brings up the fact that this game freezes when, this game will freeze if you, you know, if you don't immediately go to Classroom Chaos after beating, Dingodile. And that's really, really stupid. Anyway, remember how I said earlier in the LP that there's a second stealth section? Well, this is the second stealth section. Now we have to avoid being seen by the hall monitor. And, yeah. So basically, we just have to quickly, go in between areas. And you can be very quick about this and hit the TNT next to him, because that is the only way to kill him. Because if you do outright just go up to him, he'll notice you and you'll die. And the funny way is, like, you know how, like, in the native Twinsanity levels, you died by, via, like, spears that most of them didn't even hit you. In this, you die from kids throwing paper airplanes at you that are so sharp, it apparently impales Crash. Yeah, pretty dark, huh? Anyway, here's our first Chaos Emerald in this deadly classroom where there's, I was about to say small platforms, but that's not the right word. Also, another glitch. If you press up during the cutscene, Crash's walking animation won't load, but you'll still be able to move as long as you don't jump or do a spin attack. So this is one of the funniest things I like to see, just because Crash is like just sliding all about the area. But yeah, now you also have to duck. So this is going to end pretty soon. Right around here. Sometimes this doesn't exactly work. But again, I want to attribute that to the game basically not being finished. But, you know, like I said, still like this game, even though it has a lot of problems. But again, this is how you do Sonic 06 right. Now, one thing I do want to bring up about this game that is funny, well, not funny, but like one thing I want to bring up about this level that is pretty interesting is that, well, besides the fact that, look, we're clearly outside, even though this is supposed to be a small island. So, yeah, this island is a lot bigger than it appears to be. So you go up here, and we collect our second Chaos Emerald. Ow. Classroom... I was about to say Classroom Cortex. Oops. Classroom Chaos is funny because it's actually one of the longest levels in the game, next to the... Ooh, I thought I got killed by that. It's one of the longest levels in the game next to the Native Insanitian level and the final level. And the reason why is because this is also the level where we control Cortex for the first time. Well, not the first time, but we control Cortex officially for the first time. Because, you know, Going Coco wasn't included in the final game. And this level actually had a completely different track, similar to Ice Climb. This level had a completely different track in the beta version of the game. And, oh no. Okay, my computer froze, so it looked like I was going out there. And my my walking animation glitched again, so I want to see how long I can try to keep this. But, yeah, can I run towards that? No, I don't want to risk it. Now, realistically, this shouldn't work because you can clearly see us, but whatever. But yeah, this level, just like the Ice Climb, had a completely different track. And before, when I said that the music was taken out just because, I guess, it didn't fit. I honestly don't know why the beta version of the song was taken out, because like it kind of fit the area, like not completely. And yeah, you can also tell that whole thing I said, how this is one of the longest levels in the game. Yeah, just look at the proof right there. There's a automated loading point for, for a regular level. You know that the level's going to be long if they're giving you a checkpoint that you can just respawn from if you decide to quit the game. That's how long this level is, so just keep that in mind. This isn't the last time we're going to be seeing that. In any case, there's shortcuts you can take here that I forgot to say that one of the reasons why is because the green liquid is rising. I don't really know what this liquid's supposed to be. But, yeah, there's shortcuts you can take here, like right here. But one of the reasons I kind of avoided the shortcut, besides the fact that draw distance and well, not draw distance, but like perspective, and again, Crash doesn't have a drop shadow, so sometimes it's hard to tell where you're standing. Jesus Christ, Crash, come on. Well, I can't really be mad at this level anyway, just because, again, we got a save point that we can respawn from even if we get a game over, so it's not really that bad. It's just, the thing is with this level is that, what I was trying to say, it's kind of hard to get most of the collectibles here just because of how long it is. So if you miss something, it really shows, because, like, where the hell did I miss it? I don't want to replay this entire level. Plus, again, there are plenty of points in this level where you can easily die. Like, even without collecting the collectibles, like right here, like stuff like falling platforms and everything, you can easily die in this section, and I'm just going to avoid these guys. But yeah, like, I don't know why the original music for this level was scrapped. Like, for Ice Climb, it was because the music was unfitting. Oh, we gotta do that again. Because for Ice Climb, the music was unfitting. For this level, I don't really know, because if you listen to the beta music, the music actually quite fits this level pretty nice. And I guess it's just because they were supposed to be like an extra level and they didn't have time or something, but, well, I'm going to try to shut up and try to get to the top because I keep dying. So have a listen to the beta track of this level while I get all the way to the top. See you guys then. Okay, we're at the top, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, you may have noticed in the sped up footage, I got a game over. Thank God that they give you that checkpoint now, because I was really, like, legitimately worried. And we only have 3 gems, but we're not even done with the level. We're only halfway done, because we're about to switch. Okay. Yeah, we're about to switch into the Abyss. I guess our next character is X-Death. So we go over here, and by the way, these platforms, I can barely see them on my computer because they blend in with the abyss. So I might die on this section quite a bit just because I can't see anything. Okay, to be fair, I could see where I was going there. I just, the can't, it's just, I thought I could make it, so that was my own fault. Alright, so I'm gonna try to be very careful here, but yeah, like, I don't understand why they cut out that the original version of the song. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with the version that we did get, unlike Ice Climb, where even if the song was unfitting to Ice Climb, I kind of wish they did keep it, at least for like a different level or something. But yeah, I don't really understand why it was taken out, and okay, now I think we're gonna switch characters. Yep, there we go.
I'll take it from here. Get back to the airship. Make sure its mooring ropes are secure.
So our excuse for controlling Cortex is just because we need to make sure that that our airship is safe. Also, I'm going to be a bit quiet here because I love this version of Cortex's Classroom Chaos. So I want to call foul on that. I hope you guys were enjoying the song, but remember I said a long time ago that one thing that was a really stupid change in Twinsanity is that now even if you're invincible, you can still die through nitro crates. Yeah, I died at the very last second because of that. Thanks, game. In any case, I'm going to stay in here and see if I can grind ammunition because ammunition boxes constantly respawn. Well, any minute now. I don't know if it's gonna actually respawn. Oh, yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna grind I'm gonna grind ammo boxes just to see if I can just get a bit 99 before I have to continue on. Anyway, I described Cortex's controls a bit in the airship, but now that we're actually playing as him, he can duck just like Crash, but it doesn't really help him that much because you're not really platforming. He only has one jump, and his main attack is his gun, which you keep pressing the square button to fire. And you can hold down the square button just like in the boss battle to do a blast charge that takes up about 5 shots. You can also strafe with the L1 and R1 buttons. Kinda helpful for some parts, but I don't really use it that much, especially for Cortex's one and only boss fight in the game. Well, no, he has 2 boss fights, but you'll see what I'm talking about. In any case, now that I have this, I can just fire away willy-nilly as we're running away from these bugs or whatever. And by the way, yeah, you saw before that I was able to get another Uka Uka box. So now I have Uka Uka on top of me. So yeah, this is what Cortex's Invincible looks like. I actually really like this. The fact that I know that Uka Uka is, Aku Aku's brother, so of course he'd have the same abilities. But it's actually really cool playing as the villains having basically the same powers that Crash has. It's something that hasn't happened before in the series, and I wish it happened more often. But it sucks that, probably this was the last good Crash game before the really bad reboot. Now, this room is weird, because I don't really know what causes this room to stop. I believe what you have to do is you have to make sure that you get rid of all the, well, these Frankenstein mouses is what I call them. But, like, I think you have to get rid of all the Frankenstein mice that have, the music cut off for me again. I believe you have to get rid of all the Frankenstein mice that have, like, the control helmets on them, and that's how you stop them from spawning. And also, yeah, remember how we were able to control the switches before? Now we can do it ourselves now that we're playing as Cortex by basically just shooting them. And that's basically how we get around with platforming since Cortex can't jump. I mean, if Metroid can't crawl, Cortex can. And we can't get past those janitors, so what do? We have to hit those bells and make class end early so that they kill the janitors. Yeah, kind of gruesome, but this is the Academy of Evil, so I guess being subtle isn't really in the repertoire. These robots honestly really suck because they can, like, at least from my experience, they have a bad habit of trying to pop shot you. And sometimes Cortex's reticle doesn't really work all that well, so sometimes he'll latch onto a switch. even when you're trying to, like, not latch onto the switch. But, you know, Cortex was kind of, well, I can't really say an afterthought because he is, like, one of the main, you know, he's the second main character of the game. It's just, because you play as him so little, I guess they didn't really focus on, like, how he controls, especially because most of the levels that he was supposed to be playable in did get cut. Because I think, like, you play as him, like, a grand total of just 4 times. Once in the dirigible, once here, once for a boss fight, and then for a quick spoiler, you play as him in the final boss, and that's it. It's just, yeah, you play as Cortex so... I got caught. You play as Cortex so little, it's actually kind of pointless to have him as one of the playable characters. Like, it's nice to have variety in the game, don't get me wrong, but, like, the whole point was, like, good and bad are working together, so the fact that you barely play as the bad guy, honestly, like, it kind of feels a bit cheap. Like, I will say that, like, that's something I dislike about this game, is that because of all the stuff that had to be cut, essentially you kind of only get, like, well, I know, like, you know, the whole thing is we only got a third of what this game was supposed to be, but it kind of does feel cheap in a way that, like, you know, for a game about the good guys and the bad guys working together, you only really play as the bad guys only a few times. Like, the bad guys don't really get the spotlight. Like, it's weird, too, because Coco was one of the characters that got cut from the game, so you only play as Crash, Cortex, and, well, spoiler, you also play as Nina, but essentially, like, I guess that's supposed to balance it out, where, like, even though you only play as the bad guys a few times, and there's our third checkpoint. Good thing we got that, too, because of the freaking... Oh, I love that, by the way. Remember how when we were in the snowboarding level and Cortex goes to hell? When Cortex tries to go to heaven, he just stops because they're just telling him no. I love that. Anyway, yeah, we're almost done with the level. We just have one more gem to get, and come on. That's another thing I don't like about the robots. Their hitboxes are really... Their hitboxes are really stupid because you clearly see me shooting them, but the hitbox for the robots are so biased that sometimes they can get a free hit on you, even though you have to shoot them like 5 times. But once you play as Crash, you can hit them no problem, and they'll just go down. They'll just go down like 1 hit. It's honestly really, really stupid. Oh, I'm backtracking. Yeah, but I guess it's there to balance it out that you only play as Cortex. You play as Cortex and Nina like only a few times, but they're the only other playable characters because Coco got cut. So it's a weird balance that, like, even though you're mostly playing as Crash, at the... Really? Really? Okay, I hope that doesn't kill me because that was just cheap. Like, even though you're mostly playing as, oh my god. Even though you are Even though you are mostly playing as Crash, you do get 2 playable villains even if you don't play them as much. So I guess in a weird way, that's how you're supposed to balance it out. Please give me that. I mean, I was about to show off what happens if you run out of ammo, but I'll wait till the end of the episode to show that off. Because it's actually really funny, because I said before that if Cortex runs out of ammo, he essentially runs away like a little bitch because he can't do anything. And they show that off a bit in the introduction of the game, which I find really funny. Okay, also, you can't hit things point blank. That's another problem that Cortex has with this gameplay. So I'm just going to keep firing like a madman. Oh, I missed the ammo. I might actually run out. Thankfully, ammo boxes work like capsules, and Sonic... Get off me! Oh my god. Okay, that's again, another issue. If you get caught on the bugs, you're essentially dead because they swarm you. I mean, that makes sense for, like, a group of bugs. It's just Jesus Christ. Anyway, I guess I'll just sit here and just contemplate everything. I mean, Cortex has a lot of things to contemplate. He is the villain of the series, but, well, you know, you get my point. Let's just get the other ammo box, please. Thank you. Alright, now, let's try that again, and now let's start firing away like a madman. And hopefully get this ammo box so we don't... Okay, there we go. So, now let's just keep on firing, and now that we have Uka Uka on us, now hopefully nothing should hurt us. And, yeah, because, like, we have plenty of invincibles here. We just keep on firing like a madman. Let's just run away from these stupid bugs. And now that we're invincible, if they touch us, we should be fine. We're also getting back all of our lives. Oh god, we're almost out of ammo. Oh, come on! I'm gonna meet you at the end of this. This is stupid. I'm like getting legitimately annoyed now. Like, really, that is such a stupid change. Why they make it so that even if you're invincible, you're really not, because a nitro box will still kill you. That did not happen in the classic games, and that's a really stupid change. Okay, guys, so I finally made it past that part, and for some reason they decided to stop chasing you after that. Took me like about, I don't know, like 3 more tries after that, and thank God that robot was stupid and actually didn't hit me. So now we gotta do this part again, and again, I kind of don't like this part. It feels almost like padding. And, you know, these Franken hamsters are just so, like, erratic, and, like, how they come after you. Like, it's almost kind of annoying, especially because hitting them is a pain in the butt. At least they give you, like, ammo refills here. Otherwise, I would have to call foul on this part, in all honesty. Come on. See, like, I think you have to get rid of the one that has, like, you know, the headset on him. But, like, they spawn, like, so... Oh, I'm out of ammo. Yeah, so, yeah, I guess you guys saw for a glimpse there what happens when Cortex runs out of ammo. He just kind of runs around freaking out. Come on. Come here. Yes, it almost seems random when the thing ends. Like, I guess you have to, like, just... hit as many of them as you can, and then it will be over? They didn't go in that door. Okay, whatever. We get this and get the last of our gems, and yeah, the power crystal's over there, and this is actually the end of the level. So before we collect this power crystal, because that's the trigger for the next level, I think we're almost out of time. So in the next episode, Nina is right behind that door, so we're going to be introduced to our third and final playable character. See you guys then.